Good evening, everybody. This is Alex Ditton. I'm with Underground Noise. Please hit that subscribe button, like it, share it. This is Webisode number 26. I'm here with Here's Johnny Paoline from Mortal Decay. Welcome, Johnny. Give us a nice guttural.
Cool.
Yeah, can you give us a nice guttural?
You want me to get another one?
I love it. It's fucking sick, bro. How you doing tonight, Johnny?
Chilling, dude. Just hanging out. What you up to over there?
Oh, just doing the same thing, chilling out, talking with you tonight.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Yeah. First off, I would like to ask you, Johnny, who are your influences musically?
Oh man. I got too many to name. How about I just can I give you genres of music? Would that work?
That'll
Because
work too.
I got too many band names or singers to even begin with. So I would say my three favorite forms of music were punk, hardcore, and all forms of metal. And I like a little bit of classic rock, a little bit of rap also. And they're probably about the five genres of music that I've grown up on and I always learned to love and gravitate towards. So I don't know if that slims the question down any for you or not.
That's okay. You can name a few bands if you'd like.
Well, I'm getting ready to go see one of my favorite bands on this Sunday here in Philly. Some people might think it's kind of strange, but it's Bad Religion. I've been listening to them since I was a little kid.
I love Bad Religion.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see them. That's the next show on my list that I'm really hyped up for. Actually, 2 nights ago, I went and saw my guitar player's other band, Bludgeon. So that's just from one extreme to another, just what I've been listening to and checking out lately.
In case my listeners don't know, Johnny's the vocalist from the band Mortal Decay. You got some deep gutturals. How do you go about doing your vocals? Like, do you for practice, basically?
Honestly, how I practice up, I really don't practice much at all, except whenever we jam. The vocals kind of just came to me naturally. They just kind of gravitated to me, and a lot of people seem to dig it, so I kind of stuck with that style.
That's very cool.
I mean, I don't know if you ever heard my very first demo one. I sound terrible, man. I sound like a dog yakking up a bone, dude. I sound so horrible. We were actually called Macabre before Mortal Decay, and we had a demo out called Interment. And it's actually on my YouTube if anyone hasn't seen it, if you want to check it out. I'm quite embarrassed of my vocals. It was when I was in that phase where I was trying to find what I want to sound like,
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, you might not talk to me anymore after that.
I was listening to the album called Forensic last night, and
cool.
I was reminiscing about it and saying to myself, okay, I've got a question about that album. Which song did you find to be the most difficult to write and perform live?
I wasn't there for the writing process, so I was out of the band for a while. And I came back after the album was already cut and made without vocals. But then learning how to play it live, I would say all the tracks I've ever done off that album are equally hard to sing live. They're all very challenging. I mean, I got to practice for my practice still to this day when we go into a set, even if it's just jamming out in the basement.
Which song would you happen to say is your favorite by Mortal Decay?
My favorite Mortal Decay song. I'm tied for 3. Can I name the 3?
Yeah.
Beyond Forensic Knowledge, Colombian Necktie, and Rejoice in Moribund. They're like my 3 number ones. I can't choose between the 3.
Any particular reason why, though?
they're just equal to me. They're just the ones I gravitated towards and always loved. I don't know. They're just that's just what grabbed me from them.
That's
Why
funny.
do you have one?
I'd have to say the whole album of Forensic, actually.
Cool.
It's a headbanger, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was Forensic was interesting times. I still, I mean, I gotta listen to it to jam to it, but there's an enjoyable level to it for me to it as well.
It's great when you're exercising because it just builds you up and makes you want to just do it more.
Right, for sure, absolutely. Hmm.
While you've been on tour, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, my other hobbies, I'm really into bass fishing. That's what I love to do. If it's that's equal to me, almost as equal as playing in a band to me, hobby wise.
That's very cool. I haven't gone fishing in years.
Yeah, well, I'm a competitive bass fisherman. I fish tournaments and stuff too, so it's pretty cool.
What's the biggest one you've caught?
A 9.5 pounder.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah, I caught that. I was when I lived down in Florida, of course, but it's my close to 10 pounder. I got it on my wall.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Would you like to show it to us?
Yeah, if I walk my deal over, sure. Hold on, I'll show you. Is it?
Cool. Wow, check that out. That's a big fish. I
Yeah,
like
that's my other baby.
right on, dude. That's sick.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome, for sure.
That's the first interview I think I ever done where I got to show my fish off.
Very cool.
If everyone that fishes has that one fish, and that's my one.
I haven't gotten one mounted yet, but eventually.
Cool.
I do
Nice.
like to fish, though. It's been a long, long time.
Nice. Yeah.
Who came up with the band name, Mortal Decay?
Well, it was the name of our first song together when I first joined the band, and we were called Macabre. Of course, we had to change that name because we found out about the legendary Illinois band Macabre, and so we had to change our name, and that was the name of our first song together. And both myself, we all went home and made a list of band names, and we came back to the next practice, probably because of that song we wrote. The name Mortal Decay was on my list and the drummer Anthony Ipri's list. So we're like, all right, I guess it was a sign. And we started calling ourselves it then.
Is there a meaning behind it?
Yeah, just chaos and destruction, decay. Just, I didn't write the lyrics. I guess I can't really explain it inside and out, but I sing them. That's pretty much what I always gathered from it.
That's very cool.
We haven't played that song in years, probably at least 20 some years.
Are there any bands that you've always wanted to tour with that you haven't yet?
Yeah, all of them. I mean, I don't get to tour much, man. That's why one of the reasons why I had to leave the band for so long, because I couldn't keep up with the schedule because my career took off. So yeah, I really didn't do much touring with them. I did, out of all my years in the band, I only did 2 tours that lasted a week each. So that's all I ever really got out.
That's understandable.
But we pretty much for a while, the past 4 years I've been in the band, we played a couple serious fests. I mean, any kind of fest we can do, we will. Like I can go do a nice 4-day trip and go play Vegas or go play Maryland Fest or something like that, But I can't really stay on the road extensively because of just life,
Yeah, that can definitely get in the way of things at times.
Mhm.
What's your favorite thing about being a vocalist in a death metal band is?
My favorite thing about it, I enjoy the scene, man. I enjoy the scene, the people, just meeting everybody. I don't think I ever met one asshole on the death metal fucking world, man. You know, every and the whole scene. I just everybody's cool as shit, you know. And still to this day, that's what I've always enjoyed about it.
That's very cool. Do you remember when you guys played in Montreal and Jacoby Kingston gave you a shout out during their live set and it was your birthday?
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh.
That was for the song called An Eternity of Feasting and Brawling. I remember that very, very well because I got the DVD and I was thinking about that last night.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
He was asking everybody to give you a big slap in the face. I'm pretty sure you chuckled about that one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. That was one of the two tours I did. One was with Deeds, so it's cool. That was on that tour, one of the tours I just was talking about.
I bet that was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good time. Hmm.
Are there any moments while you've been on tour, Johnny, where you found to be either life-threatening or maybe say embarrassing?
That I've been embarrassing?
Right. Like
Mm,
say some people throw stuff at you on stage or if they try to make fun of your vocals.
no, no, I never been in a situation like that that I could think of.
It happened to me one time back in 2009. I had a band called Obliterated Soul. And
Hmm.
this guy was asking me for a blowjob, and I'm just like, well, maybe this guy should ask his wife or something. So I said someone else's name. I said, you can ask this guy. He lives in Endicott. So it was actually
Jeez.
kind of funny because this guy's like, I'll take one now. I said, nah, dude. Because after the show, I walked up to him and I said, hey, man, you're lucky I don't hit you in the face right now because that was a really stupid off the wall question and request.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Plus, some guy jumped out in front of me playing air guitar during the show. So
Oh,
that was pretty
jeez.
embarrassing for myself, you know. I didn't see it until after the show. We only did 2 songs at the time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird. I mean, who comes up with this shit sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, really, I know.
Do you have any siblings or say any children that listen to the same style of music that you like?
I got a daughter and I have siblings, but nah, they don't listen to anything really heavy. If there's anything that I have agreed with them, it's either old stuff or old rock or something like that. You know,
That's very cool.
they're not into any death metal or nothing. Well, my one brother, he lives in the area. He comes out to our shows if he can still, so that's cool. You know,
That is
and
cool.
my stepsisters, they used to come out to all my shows too. My one stepsister was they were she was into the music and stuff. She's the one that got me singing actually years ago when I was younger.
When you were growing up, do you remember the very first instrument that you played?
Yeah, yeah. I tried when I was a kid to play saxophone.
That
Didn't
sounds
work
fun.
out. Every time I tried to play an instrument, whether it was saxophone, guitar, drums, it's never worked out for me because I'm left-handed, and it's always challenging for a lefty to play an instrument. You know, so I just gotta gargle some growls. That's all I can do.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having the internal instrument.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
That's basically like the fuel of the band right there. Then you got the engine on drums.
Yeah, I like guitars and bass. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I like good bass breaks. I love good bass breaks and bass solos and stuff.
I was going to ask you another question. I'm still trying to think of it. If you could bring back, say, maybe 1 or 2 dead musicians, who would it be and why?
One or two dead musicians. It could be any musician, right?
Anybody.
I'll say singers. I'll say Gigi Allen and Jim Morrison.
Any reason why?
Yeah, because they were both crazy and wackos for their times. We always looked up to the wacko singers for some reason.
I guess they're pretty spontaneous and random.
Yeah, and stage presences were always great. A good singer's got to have a good stage presence too.
Absolutely.
You know,
I've never seen you guys live, but what's it like at a Mortal Decay show?
could be brutal, could be violent, just like any other really good quality death metal gig. You know.
That's cool. Have you ever seen anybody receive any serious injuries while being in the pit?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I have. Yeah, absolutely. I can't particularly think of one, but oh yeah, I can think of one incident. I can think of there was a riot that broke out one time when we opened for Bolt Thrower, and a riot broke out at the end of the set, and Bolt Thrower put down their instruments and just jumped in the crowd and started rioting too. It's pretty crazy. And I stood behind the sound booth with a buddy of mine and videotaped the whole thing. And that's actually on my YouTube also, but it's very dark. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it. The lighting wasn't good in the place, but it's pretty wild.
I'll definitely check that out and I'll subscribe to you.
Cool. Cool.
Try to think of some more questions for you, Johnny. What kind of career do you have outside of the music?
I've been in this month. I've been in IT for 23 years. Mostly doing desktop support, a little bit of network security, and a little bit of network support as well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing the past 23 years, and I'm kind of chained to an office all day long, so that's why I can't really get out and tour. You
Pretty
know.
much ties you up.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I can definitely understand that.
But I enjoy what I do. I mean, I learn something new every day still. After doing it for 23 years, I see something different every day.
That's awesome, dude.
Mm. Yeah, it pays the bills.
That's what counts, got to make that cheddar.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
That or dead presidents, however you want to put it.
Yeah, I wish death metal paid the bills for me. That would be awesome. Then I could play in my band all day long.
Yeah, there's probably a few bands that are laughing their way to the bank, probably like Obituary, Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, must be nice though. Whatever.
That's how I feel about it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm not making much money, probably $10 a gig here, $10 there. But
right.
it's better than
Yeah,
nothing.
right. Exactly. Yep.
We were talking about fishing. What else do you like to do other than fishing? Do you ever like to go hunting at all?
I'm not a hunter. No, I never really hunted. I'm not against it or anything. I just never had the opportunity to get out there and hunt. I mean, here in South Jersey, actually, deer hunting is very popular here. We got some big bucks around our way, believe it or not. And they're all over the place, man. Because corporate America just keeps building fucking McDonald's and Walgreens all over the place and knocking down the woods, and then these deers have nowhere to go, and they're winding up in everybody's backyards and shit. You know?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Got to be like 500 feet away from a building, from what I remember.
Yeah, yeah, it can get cluttered up here. But we have our woodsy areas though too. So I love the outdoors, man, camping and stuff. You were asking about all the stuff I like to do. I do love the outdoors though.
It
I
is
could camp.
beautiful.
I could camp every weekend, man. You know.
That's another thing I haven't done in quite a long time is camping.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to go at least once a year if I can.
Where would you say is your favorite place to camp?
Well, right now, what's closest to me will be in the Pocono Mountains. That's cool. I like camping in the Poconos. Even when I lived south, I always missed the Poconos. It's cool stuff.
So
I try to get out there once a year.
would you go for a tent or say maybe a cabin?
If it was me by myself, or someone, I would just do a tent. But I usually got my girlfriend and my daughter now, so I have to do a cabin.
Protect you from the rain
Yeah,
and crazy weather.
yeah. I mean, well, when I was younger, I would just go out with all my buddies. We just drive out into the woods, no permit or anything, and just set up camp. You know,
That does sound like fun though.
yeah, it was fun stuff.
Well, Johnny, I can't think of any other questions to ask you.
That's cool.
Do you have any last words for Underground Noise?
Just horns up to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, stay in touch, and maybe someday I'll be able to come back with a. Hopefully, I can promote an album or something. You know, when the time comes.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what is the next step for Mortal Decay?
Well, they're slowly writing. Put it that way. We're in a process of slowly writing right now. We had one of our drummer injured his arm, and he had to get an operation. So we're waiting for him to heal on top of that. So we got some downtime to ahead of us, but we're gonna get back out there again.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Hopefully you guys can come to Atlanta.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's something killer going on down there this weekend, right?
Yes, the Mass Destruction Fest #4.
Right. Yeah. Well, my two guitar players are flying down there for.
Oh,
They're gonna
cool.
be they're gonna be down there for that.
Right on.
Are you going to that?
I would go, but due to lack of funds, I'm unable to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're all going down there. I think they're leaving tomorrow. They're flying out.
Yeah, because I was teasing Lee Harrison one day from Monstrosity when I was talking with him on the phone. He's like, "You coming to Mass Destruction, Al?" I'm like, "Sorry, bro, I can't afford it unless you want to buy my ticket." He started laughing about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's $150 for 3 days.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But hopefully next year I'll be out there.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I like to be right in front of the stage and just headbang, listen and film and take pictures. I really
Sure.
don't go
Yeah.
to the mosh pit very much anymore due to my left knee blowing out of socket a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't go in that. I don't go in that shit anymore. Unless if I'm playing, I might jump out there.
Stage diving,
Yeah.
that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, I'd like to tell you thank you for your time tonight. I really appreciate it.
Cool, Alex. I'll be in touch, man. Stay in touch on Facebook or whatever, you know?
I absolutely will, man.
Nice, dude. All right, man. Take care.
Thanks. You too, dude.
Yep.